Hey everybody, thanks for checking out my lesson series, Jazz Guitar with the Belltower. I am of course the Belltower. It is my hope to offer you insight and some helpful tips on playing jazz guitar without bogging you down with a bunch of complicated theories or concepts. Hopefully we just give you one small bit and it's something that you can use over and over and really try to expand on to help your playing grow. In the first lesson, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about playing 2/5s, minor 7 to dominant 7 chords, and those are all over the place in jazz and pop tunes. So if you have those, at your disposal, then you're more likely to get the gig. Okay, folks, chords and comping. Today, what we're going to do is give you a handful of ways to play D minor 7 to G7, okay? 2/5s. They're all over the place in jazz standards, pop tunes, so being able to recognize a 2/5 pattern or being able to play a 2/5 right off the bat is absolutely mandatory as a guitar player. Remember, we do solo, but for the most part our job is to play accompaniment, and so having a good chord vocabulary is really where it's at. Probably not going to get hired if you don't have that going on. Okay, so D minor G7. Here's a couple great voicings. I typically try to avoid the root when I'm playing chords, unless I'm doing something specific like playing in a big band where I'm going to use a Freddie Green sort of sound. Actually, I may as well just show you that right off the bat. Okay, so here's my D minor 7, root, 3rd, 7th. Okay, I have all of the other strings on the guitar muted, and I'm going to just, brush the string, with my thumb, and this would be G7. So I've got the root, flatted 7th, 3rd. Again, I'm muting strings 1, 2, and 5, right? Sounds like Satin Doll. Anyway, those are great voicings. Nobody's going to look at you funny on the jam or the jazz gig if you play those voicings for D minor 7, G7. But here are some other great voicings that you should add to your playing if you don't already know them. Here's a F triad, but that's with a D in the bass. That's D minor 7, and you can turn it into a G7 chord by just lifting your index finger. Okay, so again, if we had G in the bass, then I've got G, F, A, and B, or root, 7th, 9, 3. All right. Here's another way of playing D minor G7. This is D minor 9, G13. All right. Here's one I like to use: D minor 7 to G13. It's kind of a cool chord. I have the root on the 2nd string in the 8th fret, so it's root, 13, 3rd, and the flatted 7th at the bottom. It's kind of a nice voicing, right? That's a really nice one. Most people probably know this voicing. I'm at the 10th fret here, D minor 7. Again, I typically wouldn't use the bass note, but Here's top part of my D minor 7. Here's G7 or G9. So I'm really just moving this one note on the 4th string down a half step. Right. There you are. And then the last one I like to use is this one does include the root. I have the root, 3rd, 7th here. And then what I'm going to do is just bring my pinky finger down 1 fret from the 13th fret to the 12th fret. Right? And that's a nice motion from D minor 7 to G7. Right? That pretty much covers most of the guitar neck, right? We had this. We had this. We had this. We had this. Well, of course, if we keep going, we're going to start over again. Right. Okay. So spend a little time working on those. And in the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll talk about how we can really just use one scale to play over both of those chords. And that's really helpful, again, because we often see these chords one right after another in jazz and pop tunes all the time. So wouldn't it be nice to just be able to use one scale and play over those 2 chords? Okay, again, if you have any questions, feel free to go to my website, www.belltowertrio.com, and shoot me an email, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have about playing 2 5s. All right, good luck.